Hey everyone, Dloves Trains here. You join me here at Rochester Station in Train Sim World today as we are going to take the railhead treatment train here on a bit of a test, and I'll be demonstrating and giving you a small tutorial on how it works. The railhead treatment train is formed of two Class 66 locomotives and in the middle a collection of tanks, which are shown here, and a small generator unit to create water pressure. Today we have a 4-tank set and a large generator so that we get the best results, and this set is the easiest to use. There is a small selection of ladders here which are unfortunately dead ladders, but you do have the option to apply the handbrake here, and you can then release it as well. And there is a distributor here, but I don't actually know what they do. You can see the weight here in pounds and kilograms, which is 12,280 kilograms, and this unit does house the generator. We'll be running the Class 66s at the front here, and these are the specific railhead treatment train Class 66s, which have been specifically modded in this DLC for use with the RHTT and have a small radio user fitted. So we're going to head inside. The door is open because I have been in this cab already, just to move the train back slightly because I had it too far forward. Anyway, so sitting down in the chair, the Class 66 cab model remains pretty much unchanged, apart from a small little radio thing here, which you'll be able to use with the RHTT. To turn this on though, you'll need to stand up and stand here and look back on it to interface with this small switch here labelled controller on off. Turn that round to on and then sit down. To use your Class 66 as you would normally, because you now no longer need to use any of the side facing buttons. So, if you just come into the fuse cabinet, you can turn on AWS, and then after that you can go ahead and set up the Class 66 cab as you do, putting the reverser handle in and AWS testing with the throttle and reverser handle in the forward position. Now your vehicle is ready for use, and the tail light should be activated on the opposite. Anyway, going back to the actual train here, if you take the brake off a bit, just to make it easier for when you pull away, you have a selection of, you're presented here with a selection of buttons, and to start it you press the engine start button, which will turn on this, oh no, sorry, my bad, you have to press the activate controller button first, then you press the engine start button, which, when the power switch is turned on, this blue light will come on. So, to reiterate that, you start with the activate controller button, you turn the power on, then you turn engine start, and the blue light on the bottom of the device will come on. After that you can turn on the water pressure, and then the selection here will change the pressure. I'm not actually sure what that does, but I believe it to make the effect larger. Then you can set your destination. This, you don't actually have to do this, but I'm doing this so that it tells me where I need to go. You can set your destination. We're going to go here, and then you should now see that your you should now see that your Class 66 is ready for use. Mind Don't mind my modded class 465s here. The Transpennine Express, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Anyway, so now if you have a look down at your actual railhead treatment train coaches, you should now see that the little head here isn't making any stuff come out. But if you go back into the cab and then turn on Sandite 2 and Sandite 1, then begin moving, throttle up slightly, and then head back to look at your generator coach will make the most plume for some reason. But you can see just there that a small amount of stuff is coming out the bottom of your train, and this is pretty much how you make the RHTT run. You can see here the stuff being sprayed onto the track, and the RHTT works best between 20 miles an hour and 60 miles an hour. You can see there is also another 66 at the end of your train, should you wish to drive it the other way. The little radio is also fitted into the American end of the Class 66s. So we're now just going to do a bit of work with the RHTT, heading it down towards the Gillingham depot, and hope that we don't ruin the timetables too much here, allowing my strange trains to carry on their job. It's awfully nice of this 465 set to have waited for us, so we'll be heading on. Oh dear, that's loud. We'll be heading on through the Old Rochester station and in the direction of Chatham, testing out really. This is the first mainline test I've done with the RHTT since I bought it. I haven't had it very long at all. But we'll be heading now on through to Chatham. Shortly passing through Chatham station, and as this is technically a departmental train, we won't actually be calling anywhere. We'll just be stopping in the Gillingham depot. So we'll be heading through Chatham, and I'm not sure what exactly the chemical that the RHTT uses, but I don't think that it's particularly harmful. It says on the can, non-hazardous product, which suggests that it's a mixture of water and something else. I'm sure if I look it up in just a second here, I'll be able to find out what it is. Just got a bit of a tunnel to Chatham now. doesn't actually say exactly what chemical is used on the RHTT. However, it suggests that it's some form of weed cleaner or weed killer, high pressure water, and in the winter some de-icing fluid. So it seems to be some just slightly not particularly dangerous chemicals at all. So you can take some good pictures of the RHTT when it comes through your local station. And the RHTT will either come in a form like this with 4 tanks, a form of 5 tanks, or a form of 8 tanks. The RHTTs will either be set pulled by 2 of these classic, being pulled by 2 of these Class 66 locomotives, or will be pulled by a specifically built RHTT multiple unit, diesel multiple unit called the Windhoff MPV multi-purpose vehicles. You see those around sometimes. I've seen a couple of those, and I've seen a couple of these as well. You may also see the RHTT being pulled by some Class 69 locomotives, which I unfortunately do not have in Train Sim World. But the Class 66 is the provided example with the little device for the cleaning. Okay, so we've now just come out of the final tunnel before Gillingham, and then we'll be stabling this service in the Gillingham depot and then keeping it for next time. We'll be stopped. Stopping before we get to Gillingham because this service here from St Pancras to Faversham is in the way. Slightly confused how it's going to be St Pancras to St Pancras. I would assume that it's going to Faversham and then terminating and then going back. But that one I'll need to get out of the way first. He gets moved. Stopped, arrived at instruction. I hope we haven't caused a big problem. Spawn in a tree. You can see the little slurry that comes out here. Unfortunately, the game isn't designed for the RHTT to actually provide any difference to the track. It's just a little visual effect here. Hence, this stuff that we're flying through currently is just a visual. It's just a visual. So we're on a single yellow signal now. be able to head off through Gillingham Station as we just illegally cancelled it because the game got confused. Basically, the game was confused with the fact that we needed to take the points, but we were too close behind the 395 set for the points to change back. So the 395 was, well, I can't go anywhere because the points are wrong. We need to go where you are now. So it was there going, well, now we're stuck, so we just delete the train that's in your way. I mean, it's not exactly the most polite answer, but it does work. Right, so we're just coming out of the last tunnel here to Gillingham, and we'll be turning the corner very shortly. I do quite often get Gillingham and Gravesend mixed up. Stop this. Okay, so we have the brakes full application now, in the hope that we can stop this giant train before it gets to the signal and then runs aground. Might be in for a mess. We're in for a mess, people. Oh, it's gone green. Unfortunately, when this specific signal is broken for some reason, and it won't change from red when it's red, so you have to go by the signal up here, which says it's green, and it is actually green. So we now just have to pass it full well knowing that it's completely fine. It's a bit broken. Oh well, right, here we go. It's green, people. See, look. It's a green signal. So we can now just head on as if it were a completely normal signal. Because the contact signaler says proceed to signals indicate, which suggests that it's green. Because if it was red, it would say denied move up to the signal wait, which shows me that it's not red at all. Not received a penalty for signal passed at danger, so we are safe to head off into the depot. You can see the bits of slurry coming off of this railway treatment train car. There they are. Then we'll be approaching the 15-mile-an-hour zone shortly. Oh my gosh, what? Why are the headlights on in this last coach? It's very strange. It's very annoying. Okay, well, never mind. It's not the end of the world. Okay, it kind of is. Fortunately, I don't believe you can change ends. No, okay, that's unhelpful. Okay, we'll just be heading up through here then. The speed limit has gone down, as you can see, to 15 miles per hour, so we'll be approaching the 744 yards to go before we can stop the railhead treatment train. But now we're in the depot and there are people wandering about. we can slow this service, turn off the devices. I suggest you do the flush first, flush the railhead treatment devices, because then they'll result to off, flush, and then you can flush the water, and then you can turn the engine stop off, turn the power off, and then you can just head on into the depot normally. Just for people's safety, you don't want to get them covered in this stuff, because alright, it's not exactly the most harmful liquid, I don't believe, but at the same time I would not like to be covered in it. So we're now just going to head through the depot and then stable it up here in the 500-yard mark in the first of the sidings here, ready for its departure later today, heading back towards Dartford. I have just made that up. That probably won't happen at all. We can even take the railhead treatment train through the rail to the little, I call it the chug wash from the show Chuggington, but through the train wash here. Far too quick to be effective, but we've taken the railhead treatment cars through the train wash. Now they're the same level of dirt that they were already. And then finally we're entering the depot, we're entering the little siding here, which is 280 yards to park this train, which is 355 feet long, or 108.4 I think it is meters long. So pretty much as soon as the last car is in, as soon as the 66 is in, we can just slam on the brake and we'll call it a night, even though it's not night. One issue I have with this yard is, in real life, between these tracks there are little worker platforms for people to stand and walk down these depot tracks on, so it's slightly disappointing that they haven't been added in, but it's effective enough for what I'm trying to do with it. Right, so I wanted to just on the last approach now, take the throttle off and start putting the brake on. And as we come to a stop, so does the video. I hope this little tutorial video was good, and I hope that it was effective, and I hope that you managed to answer some questions on why the RHTT doesn't work. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave some likes, some subscribes, and if you enjoyed it, have a look at some of the other videos. There's plenty of other videos on the channel for you to have a look at. There's all sorts of things. We've got driving the new measurement train, we've got all sorts of things. Go and have a look, there's plenty to have a look at, and I'm sure that some of it will be very, very interesting. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, see you later.